Alright, what's going on, guys? From the project, back at it again in here for the video for you guys for today. And yes, in here for a return for pay-per-view reviews, this time for my 2016 Roadblock End of the Line 2016 pay-per-view thoughts and opinions. And getting right down into it, overall it was an okay pay-per-view. It wasn't really the best one to end things off for Raw on their side of things for the last pay-per-view of the year. That I thought went better for TLC for SmackDown Live. They did a better job with that. So we started things off with having Big Cass and Enzo Amore was able to be at his side and to be able to go up against Rusev. Nothing really too special there. Basically having Rusev getting the win and getting the help by Lana. So that's pretty much how we started things for the kickoff. Then we had the tag team titles on the line between Cesaro and Sheamus and a New Day. And this one was actually a great match to start things off for the tag team titles. A lot of near falls in this one. New Day trying to really remain tag team champions. But in the end, Cesaro and Sheamus were able to get the win. So congrats to both teams overall, with New Day being one of the longest running tag team champions, and now Cesaro and Sheamus being able to try and work together. Actually did that and become tag team champions, so we'll see what happens when it comes down to it, to see what else is going to be happening for the tag team division next. And then going on into where we had, basically not in any particular order, where we had Chris Jericho and Seth Rollins going head to head. This one was a good match between the two, nice back and forth action and stuff. And where we had throughout the night, not sure what side Chris Jericho is going to be on for Kevin Owens, so there was a tease of maybe Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens, basically the best friends, be no more. But in the end, between Chris Jericho and Seth Rollins was able to get the win, where at times Chris Jericho almost got it, so it wasn't that bad at all. And I liked the reversals and stuff that we had. Chris Jericho had the Walls of Jericho a couple of times. We saw the suicide dive by Seth Rollins, things like that. And Seth Rollins was able to pick the win overall, so can't go wrong with that. And then also, of course, for the Raw Women's Championship, the 30-minute Iron Man / Iron Woman match. Great match, as always, between the two, between Charlotte and Sasha Banks going at it. And these two really did their all. It ended up being actually a bloody match, unfortunately for Sasha and everything. And these two really did their all. And with this one, we did have a tie to piece for 2 for 2. And then we had the sudden death. And then it was basically overtime at that point, where Sasha Banks was looking to retain, but in the end, Charlotte was able to get the championship back. And yeah, I know the flip-flopping shit is stupid and annoying as hell, but now I'm thinking, now that Charlotte's the champion for the 4th time and everything, and even though it didn't matter who won between the two, yes, it definitely should have went to Sasha Banks. So, not too sure what's going to be happening with her, as I was talking to Raphael the Duke on this matter and talking it over on Facebook Messenger and stuff, and to see what's going to be happening next. So maybe Charlotte and Bayley, and maybe Sasha Banks will get involved, and then someone else. So we'll see what happens as WrestleMania time draws near, especially with the road to WrestleMania. But Charlotte does end up getting the win overall. Also, before on, where we had Sami Zayn and Braun Strowman, these two fought in a 10-minute match. So you kind of see things going with the time and everything, how things were able to go. So time was on most of the superstars' hands and everything, so we did see that. And Mick Foley at one point trying to throw in the white towel, trying to stop things at one point, but that wasn't the case, and Braun Strowman wasn't going to take that. Neither was Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn the most wanted to actually go out there and win the match, and in the way he did, it was kind of a weird match. But Sami Zayn somehow was able to get the win, so that's cool there. Can't go wrong with Sami Zayn winning. So there you have it with that. Then where we had the Cruiserweight Championship, which is also before the women's match, and the triple threat match, if you will, triple threat match. So with that being said, where we had the Brian Kendrick, Rich Swann, and T.J. Perkins also there. And this one, wasn't too bad of a match. I will say that, and which one was able to get the win. But the surprise here was Neville coming out, finally having something to do, and taking out the entire cruiserweight division and saying he wants the cruiserweight title. So it's cool that Neville has something to do now as a heel. So that's going to be really interesting to see what Neville will be having in store for not only the cruiserweight division, but for 205 Live, and giving them something different now. So that's going to be interesting. So curious what you guys' thoughts on that too. Then we got the main event. Yep, the Universal Championship match between Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns. And this one, was a pretty good match. And I did like the spots here, but Kevin Owens basically did the frog splash onto Roman Reigns with the announce table. That was pretty cool there. Did that a couple of times before the announce table actually broke, and both of these two going back and forth and everything. And then there was the tease of Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho, where they're going to split. I think they were going to start a feud going for both of them for WrestleMania, for Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens maybe, but that was not the case. We did see the Codebreaker 2, Kevin Owens by Chris Jericho, so it wasn't to start a feud or anything like that, but to continue the friendship for Kevin Owens to still remain Universal Champion somehow, some way. So they always find a way to actually keep the team going, as weird as it is, but they did it. And Roman Reigns didn't win, but Kevin Owens retained. And then we had Seth Rollins come out, basically Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. So Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns getting their time and basically the last laugh and taking out Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho with the announce table breakups and everything, with the breakups of the announce table with the double power bomb, kind of like vintage Shield, so minus Dean Ambrose and everything. So that part was cool, but overall, like I said, it was an okay pay-per-view to end things off for the year for Raw and their thing. So that about does it for me. My thoughts and opinions. What are your thoughts and opinions? Leave them in the comment section down below. I love to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions, as always. But until then, and only then, I definitely will be back for more reviews, more predictions and stuff like that. So we'll see where things are going to go for the Royal Rumble. Now, the Royal Rumble, I am looking to do probably some live reactions. We'll see how that goes. I was going to try to do it for Roadblock, but it depends. So we'll see what happens for the Royal Rumble for sure. So that's going to be a hell of an interesting pay-per-view. I always look forward to the Royal Rumble. It's looking to be big this year, well, next year. So they have it promoted to be big this year for next year in 2017. But until then and only then, I'll catch you guys in the next video, whatever the hell that may be.